Hi guys, this is Eddie from Wilderness Twins. I'm going to be going through my breeding plan, all my breeding records and my breeding plan. I have been asked to do a video for this, just to show you how I record all my activities, everything to do with the rabbits, how I've planned everything, what documents I've used. So this is going to be, for some people, a switch off button, because you might not want to know. You might want to see the fun stuff, which is the breeding and the eating and all that kind of stuff. But when you're raising like 10 does like I have, or even more or less or whatever, even if it's 2 or 3 or 6 does that you're having, you have to keep records, of when they were bred, when they're expected to kindle, when they're expected to palpate, when they're expected to wean, what if you've got a date planned for harvesting, whether it's going to be a 10-week plan, whether it's going to be a 12-week plan, whether you're going to wait until they're 5 pounds or 6 pounds. Your fryers are 5 pounds and less. Everything more is your roasters. Some people like the bigger rabbits to have a bigger meal and slow roast them. I do. I like a bigger rabbit. The smaller ones are much more tender and they are absolutely unbelievable. But with a family of 5, a bigger rabbit slow cooked is really, really good. And you've already seen that recipe. So this is what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to go on to my breeding plan first and then on to my records. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye now. Alright guys and ladies, I'm going to take you through my breeding plan. If you can see down at the corner here, this will just say Highland Glen breeding plan. I've replaced what had said. I don't know if I can zoom that in, whether it'll change. No. It had 4 litters, 5 litters, 6 litters, 7, 8. So you can actually decide how many litters you actually want to breed in the period of a year. Maximum is 8, and that is the moment that you're weaning the kits off the mom. Boom, you're breeding her. So she'll have 8 litters per year. I don't want to do that. My breeding plan is for 5 litters per year. So at one point the mom will have a few months to actually recover any the wear and tear that the body takes. Although I have done the research that shows that the moms actually do really well when they're pregnant, as long as you've got them plenty of water, plenty of food, high protein. They actually do really well, because it keeps the fat off them, and it keeps them in a good condition. So within my breeding plan, every row, you can see the icon on the left here, every row up and down here, this is the individual. So this one up the top is Daisy, that's Reese, Charlotte, Bess, etc. So each row, or each column rather, is an individual rabbit. So I have 5 pages, 2 to a page, 10 rabbits, and they all start at different dates. You'll find this breeding plan if you go to the Highland Glen. I will put a link below this video of our Highland Glen page, and you'll find this on there. This is not my design. I wish I could remember who I got this off of. It was off another Rabbitry. And it was there to be used, just as well as I've passed it on, hopefully now to you. It's there to be used, but I can't remember where it came from, or even that person, whether they designed it. No idea. But it's a brilliant piece of work. It's just a basic Excel sheet, so either Microsoft or any other program can actually open it up. So let me just zoom in. So I'll go right to the corner. Let me just move this over. I don't know if I can move this over here. So up in the corner here, you'll see the October date. This was Daisy. So you just type in the date that you want and it automatically populates every single number down here. So that was October 4th. I'll actually write that down so I won't forget. So if I type in today's date, which is the 23rd of December, I'm not sure which way around it goes. December 23rd to 2016. 15. Almost 2016. If I type that, it automatically populates. So you'll see that that all changed. So that the palpate is now 6th of January, 20th of January, and the 23rd Kindle date. Weaning date, it worked out. And these numbers here are your 14, 28, 31 is obviously the breeding. 42, these are the amount of days. And then 70, it's obviously got it, I've done is a 10-week 10-week breeding plan, because most of the rabbits are 10 to 12 weeks. I can, depending on how fast they eat, I've just processed a set of rabbits that were most of the world, 3 out of the 8 were 3.5 pounds at 10 weeks. The rest were 5. So they obviously pushed the little ones out of the way. The little ones didn't get as much, so they're going to take another couple of weeks. So that'll be for those 3, 12 weeks. Could I have processed them at 3.5 pounds? Of course I can. But it's easier just to give them an extra couple of weeks and have an extra, £1.50. But because that populates down here to the dress weight, it automatically populates the whole strip. So I know, so the second litter should be bred in February, third April, June, scroll down right till September. So our last dress date will be the 17th, December 17th. So, but you'll see that there is time in between everything. So the weaning date for this gets her right through. So 5 litters per year. So it works out to have the, let me scroll to the top again. So it works out again, as I said before, that it's going to be 10 rabbits, 5 breeding schedules, and then 8, approximately, on average 8 kits per nest, and those turn out to be 400 kits per year. So this just shows you how this breeding plan works. And I've set them down in pairs, hoping that the, so I've got obviously Charlotte breed March 1st, because I'm giving her a break, because she's, at the moment, she's just kindling. She was last week. And then Bess was the one who had the 18 rabbits, 18 kits. So I'm going to give them, 2 months rest period. So they're getting bred in March. And hopefully both of them doing the same. If they both take on the first try, then it'll run through. And hopefully if she's got a big litter, maybe she doesn't have quite as many, I can put in a couple to her. So I'm always going to try and have a pair that are breeding at the same time, that's going to be nesting at the same time. Because that way, once they kindle, I can swap them and they can adopt, because they can adopt real easy. So that goes right through. I actually swapped over Kinsey there, just in the top of one. She was actually going to be the breeding pair for Charlotte. And I did actually have her past breeding that she didn't take, so I left her after the 2 weeks. Once I palpated her, she didn't take, so instead of just breeding her again, I went back and found out, right, who's next on the list. This is not her. breeding, I can actually remove that. But what her next breeding will be is January 4th. So that's as close as I could get it, because I had already planned on breeding Rose. So I wanted her to be, you know, an early breeding, which was the closest would have been January 4th, which was Rose. So I paired her up with Rose and then moved Bess over to Charlotte. So that way it is a living, breathing document that is going to change all the time, and as it's such is a plan. It's not going, animals are animals, it's not going to go to plan. They're going to have their own thing. But this is as close as we can do. But let me just move on to another document, and I'll just pause this for 2 seconds and I'll just show you on my tablet. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to move on to my tablet. It's just what I'm going to show you here is a great app that that I downloaded. It's like $6. You can buy it for free, which is this one here. If you see the icon, it's a purple like book cover planner with the scribe feather in the middle. It's called Planner Plus. I got the professional one, which I think is $6, but it's well worth it, and I'll show you why. Watch. So it's just looks like a normal planner. What I've done is added every single date that's in my 10-week Rabbitry breeding plan into this. So when I go into each month, I've given every rabbit a different color. So I can look on here and show, actually I've got a double there, and I don't know why that is, but I've got to delete one. That we can see all the different colors. Oh, it's just that I've, you know, just added a different date, or that was my mistake. But when you go through, because every one has a different color, I actually can see how many rabbits are breeding at any one time. So if you can see here that during this period around here, there are 4. So we've got Reese, Kinsey, Bress, Rose, right through, and every one you can see how many. So these are all weaning. This is basically my weaning table. So I can see how many weaning cages I'm going to need at any one time. And if it all goes to plan for the 10 weeks, I can show that it's a maximum of 4 weaning cages that I need, which is what I have. There is a period in, if it goes to 12 weeks, then there is a period that it actually hits up 6 cages, and I don't have 6 cages. Then I would have to look at keeping some of the kits in with mom for an extra week, or dispatching a week early, or so it looks like it's as I said, same as this is a living plan as well, because whenever dates change, I will change that, you know, and I've got to move these, I've got to remove those. I don't know why that's on. It looks terrible. But it's a great little planner for me, but you know, you obviously do what you do yourself. So as a document, and the good part about this, when I went to Pro, this will also document, will also go to my phone. So it populates on my phone at the same time as I enter this, it goes on my phone. So whenever I set an alarm on this, an alarm will go off on my phone. So if it turns around and says, oh, wean Rose today, an alarm will come. I'll think, right, I know I've got to, you know, wean Rose, or breeding Kinsey or Lizzie, or any time that there's you know, something to do, then I can get all the weaning, all the dates to synchronize from tablet to phone, and it works fantastic. So that's the technology side of it. I'm very much a writer, so I will just show you a quick bounce over to my Rabbitry control sheets. So when it comes to my paperwork, I carry this around with me almost all the time. It's in my bag when I go to work. I put it into if I need it, I need to, when I'm breeding, then I'll take it from my bag to the Rabbitry so I know where it is. So the first page for my folder, which is, I'll show you there, Highland Glen breeding records. This will be my Rabbitry control sheet. So down on the first, there's all the ear numbers that they're all tattooed with, all their names, what type of rabbit, New Zealand's, you got my mini Rexes, two other New Zealand's, which are Maggie and Grace, which were actually daughters of Daisy. And then I got my 5 Callies that are down the bottom. Got the dates of birth. Some I don't know. Some that were that I bought that I wasn't told the dates of birth. But I'm not big. That doesn't really matter. I know that they were young rabbits, but I didn't write down the exact dates. I do know Jess and Lizzie, but I haven't actually written those in. I did have them written down. So my bad for that. Where did I get them from? And then obviously the dam and the sire. That's my 31-day gestation period. I'll just move that down there. My 31-day gestation period table. You can get these online. So it's a case of, right, if you breed it on the 6th of January, you just basically pop over to February, and it'll be weaning. Your Kindle date will be the 6th of February. If you bury it on the obviously this year is a leap year, so that would change. But if you did it on the 6th, if you bred on the 6th of February, the wean date would be the 9th of March. So that's a good little table to have. Again, you can find that online all over the place. And then my monthly weight charts. And this is where I made, when I did the video on Maggie, and I went, when I first weighed her and I said it was 7-something pounds, I should have looked back at my records, because October she was 832, 8 pounds, 0.32 ounces, and then November 9.4. So when I got the 11 pound when I palpated her, that would have been actually accurate, because she would have been like heading towards the 10.5 pound mark as a fully grown adult. So 11 pounds being palpated would have been accurate. So always check your records. You can check your records, and as long as you write things down, it's gonna be, you're gonna know that something's right, or that you've done something wrong. So this is my weight record for next year. And then the breeding tracking. So I'll move this up. I don't know if I can get it, how close I can get this down. So this has been my breeding tracking log. These documents are again on my website. So the name, obviously ear number, just look, identifications, and then write down. I've got 12 breeding logs here. Obviously I'm only going to do 5 per year, so it's a little over 2 years worth of breeding logs. But some might be that I've written down she didn't take, so this is why I've got the 12 for the 2 years. So it just shows you when she came in. Actually, Daisy came in, she was pregnant, so I didn't actually know. She actually came in and nested in June, so I didn't know the exact date I was looking for. So I actually put it in June 10th, and I was lucky. She kindled the next day, which I was blown away with. I put it in and she started nesting straight off the bat. So I was lucky on that one. And then she had 8 kits, and 1 had died. I always put it in brackets so I know how many she has. So she ended up that she only had 7 at the end. So she second one round, the buck was Rockstar. She had 10 with him. 5 died because of the summer. It was red hot during that period in August. We had temperatures up at over 30 degrees centigrade. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but it was bloody hot. And because we had the kits in the nest, we weren't able to keep them cool. We were taking them indoors, but this was my first litter in the summer, and I didn't know. I was inexperienced, and unfortunately 5 died on that day. And that's when they went inside, and I took them indoors during the hottest part of the day and brought her back out whenever the temperature started to drop to get fed and be mothered in the evening. And then she just had all her kits. She had 8 and all 8 survived. And I've actually started now putting down weaning dates. This again was a different document at the time. I changed my, let me put that over. I have changed this during the period that I've been using these, and these are, you know, and they had different dates or different locations, titles at the top, and I didn't need all those different titles. So this again had changed through the period of me using it and the information I wanted personally on my record sheets. So this is so I'm able to record all the different dates that I need to. So I'll move that back. And it's the same with all the rabbits. I started writing down their pre-breed weights. I'm actually on palpate date. I'm actually writing down how much they were weighing at the palpate date and right through the top of them now. So that is that for those breeding records. All right, guys, back again. So I've just gone through obviously my plans. I will obviously, there's a link down below on the for the website for my Highland Glen Rabbitry website, and that will should give you the downloads for the documents that you need to start your own. Whether you're going to have it as a 4-week, 4 litter, 5 litter, 6, 7, you know, right through to 8 litters per year, depending on how much food you want to produce or how much food you're going to sell. If you're in an area that you're allowed to sell, in Ontario I'm not allowed to. I have to sell live rabbits. So that's up to you, obviously, and whether you're going to go with the breeding records that I've got or design your own. That's the whole point of having your own business. You're your own boss, and you put down the information that you want. So don't have anybody tell you what you have to do. You have to have these breeding records. This is the information you have to have. Nonsense. I have seen so many of the breeding records that had information that I didn't need because I'm only breeding them from my table. So if I'm breeding them from my table, I don't need to know a lot of the different information that we're on. You know, if you go onto Google and look at breeding record plans or documentation, there are some on there that I've got tons of different stuff that they're going to have on there, and I didn't need it. I needed a basic plan on dates on, I've got to do this here, this then, this here. Done. So I hope you don't mind this boring one. Some people like it, some people won't. For those who are actually asking for it, I hope that I've done some good stuff with it. So I hope so. Take care. This is Eddie from the Wilderness Winds. Bye for now.